Hello YouTube, it's Iron Castile here. Lately in social media and the news, there's been a lot of stuff coming up of people not wanting to stand for the national anthem or recite the Pledge of Allegiance in schools. Um, those of us who have studied the Constitution and understand what it means, um, we know that those people have a right not to stand or not to recite the pledge. Uh, with the understanding that, yes, it's okay for us to be upset that those people don't do those things, that they don't sing our national anthem, that they don't stand for the national anthem, that they don't recite the Pledge of Allegiance. But we also have to understand that those people have a right protected by the First Amendment to the Constitution, not to do those things. They don't have to stand for the national anthem. They don't have to sing the national anthem. They don't have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. They don't have to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Their freedom of expression is protected by the First Amendment to the Constitution, based on many rulings, especially in the 20th and 21st centuries, that have been expanded the First Amendment to protect free expression. The right not to have to do things in school or to do things in public. You can't force those people to stand for the pledge, to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, things of that nature. You can't force them. That's part of what makes America great, is that we don't force people to do anything they don't want to do. If you don't want to stand for the national anthem, that is your right not to do so. But as an American, I have the right to express my opinion that I think you should stand for the national anthem, put your hand over your heart. I think that you should say the Pledge of Allegiance in schools and recite it. But that comes from an area of education. You have to educate these people. Why do we have a national anthem? What is the national anthem talking about? For those of you who don't know, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, is talking about when there was a fort that was under attack by the British, and the only symbol that the Navy had that the fort was still controlled by the United States was the flag. That's the reason why the whole song is about the flag and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting air. This fortress was under attack by the British, and the only symbol that the American fleet had that the fort was still fighting was the flag was still flying over that fort. When you have the Pledge of Allegiance, it was changed in the 50s to add one nation under God. That's the only change that's ever been made to it, is the two words under God. But the meaning is, you pledge for American ideals, you pledge for freedom and liberty, to uphold the institutions of justice and equality, to stand for the values that America holds dear and what makes America so great. This melting pot of immigrants coming into the United States. That's what makes America great. If America didn't have immigrants and didn't have this melting pot of ideas and diversity, I don't think we would be in the position we are right now. We owe a lot to our immigrant history in the United States. So before you bash someone, please understand that they have a right not to do those things. They have a right not to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. They have a right not to stand for the national anthem. They have a right not to recite it. They have a right not to sing it. That is their constitutionally protected right. Now, do we have the right under the Constitution to express our opinion and try to educate them as to why we think they shouldn't? Yes, we do. But there is a way to do that without looking like a total asshole, and without appearing to be a dick, and bashing these people and trying to destroy their entire lives because they're expressing a freedom they have under the Constitution that men and women have fought and died for. We have to understand that. We have to learn to look at it through the eyes of what people have fought and died for, how lucky and blessed we are to live in the United States, where we aren't forced to pledge allegiance to the government. We have great freedoms in this country, and especially in this political climate that we have right now, the things are running amok. And I think this is one of those things where, people are getting really strongly about nationalism and patriotism for God and country. And I totally get that. I understand that. We also have to understand the other person's position, understand where they're coming from and their legal standing. They have a legal right not to do those things. We may not agree with it, But we have to respect that that's their opinion, that's where they're coming from, and that's what they decide to do. Fighting with them, arguing with them, making them look bad, making Facebook posts about them, how they're trashy people, that they're horrible individuals, that's not going to change anyone's mind. And in fact, it actually has the opposite effect on what we want. It puts this negative connotation on what we want them to do, instead of actually having them recite the pledge or stand during the national anthem. They're going to be more inclined to not do it again because of all the hate they got, and it's going to set their mind against it. Instead of reaching out to them with love and trying to educate them and saying, hey, this is my view, this is why we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, this is why we recite the pledge, this is why we stand for the national anthem and sing it, place our hand over our heart, this is the reasoning behind it, and I think it's important. Now, once you've done that, if the person still, wishes to disagree with you, you're going to have to, agree to disagree and walk away. Bashing that person for exercising their freedoms is not going to change anything in this country. It's only going to make things worse. We keep doing this division and separating each other and attacking one another for being different. America is a melting pot of cultures and nationalities and ideas and full of diversity. And that's what makes America great. And we need to get back to understanding that our diversity is what makes us so great. Our different viewpoints, our different cultures, different nationalities, all of those things bring huge benefits to the United States that other countries don't have. And we need to start just understanding that that's where this true strength of America comes, is from our diversity and the rights and protections we have in the Bill of Rights. That's definitely important for us to understand. While we do have a right to disagree with someone's exercising of their rights, we don't have a right to take those rights away, and we need to go forward with that understanding. So this is Iron Castile. Look for videos. I'm hoping to have one video a week now. Like, comment, subscribe on this video or on my channel. Put your viewpoint down in the comments below. We'll have a friendly discussion. Just keep your topics, your responses civil and respectful, because everyone has an opinion, and we need to learn as a nation to respect other people's opinions, even though we may disagree with them. So, this is Iron Castile. Peace out.